Harry Belafonte discusses black power at the National Press Club and explains the way black men have long been taught to answer the question, who am I?
If we are able to turn the idea of black power into a positive force, I'm sure that we will find that the American community will be better for it, because we will have brought forth a new era and a new platform for young Negro men and women to be able to communicate with the community at large. They'll be given the kind of platform that I did not have. I know that as a boy who was born in New York City and in Harlem and grew up in ghetto life there, and in his early years to have also been subjected to the bestiality of colonialism, because my parents are from the West Indies and I returned to an early life in Jamaica, that we have been told, directly and indirectly, that that which we as a people have to offer is necessarily inferior when placed against that which reflects the ruling society. I find that there are many positive aspects to the idea of black power, because when I have been told in my youthful life and in my formative years that unless I looked like, conducted myself like, sang like, acted like my white brother, that there was nothing of meaning in my life, I was asked to do something that was perhaps the single most difficult task that could be placed on any human being, and that is to adopt the mannerisms of, the voice of, the attitudes of a white community which culturally, by its own embodiment, had things about it that were alien to me. And although I felt that my music, my folklore, my culture had a great deal to offer and was in some instances as important as, and in other areas even better than, other things that I had seen in the white community, it had no margin for acceptability unless it reflected the interests of the white community. I think that when the African community emerged in its present position of independence, and they were striving and are still striving for their proper identity, as we, who are members of the Negro community in America, are now striving for our identity, the fact that our artists were able to have an interchange, because I was able to bring in Africa an artist from South Africa, a woman by the name of Miss Miriam Makeba, to this community. It not only did a great deal to engender a new idea and a new sense of dignity among members of the black community, but it brought to the American community at large an understanding about African art and the African people that was quite different from that which they had seen on the screen in our Tarzan movies. That I came about in a time in history in America when the community was prepared to accept what I had to offer. And the best that I can do with that privilege is to in fact turn it back into whatever guidance I can for the young Negro men and women who are in need of not only encouragement, but some sense of balance in this great period of conflict.